Hello everyone, this is Warmac9 recording Guild Wars 2 jump puzzles. Today I'm looking at Mistwrought Vault inside the Borderlands. The Borderlands can be any server's Borderlands. All your World Borderlands are identical with the exception of skill point challenges for the Northeast and the Northwest. This particular jump puzzle requires that you jump through a waterfall. You can die here. This is PvP. This is World v World. You can also take significant fall damage, so bear all of that in mind. Following the path that I just walked through on the video, you will eventually arrive upon this elevated platform facing the waterfall. You will want to look through the waterfall. You will see two pathways. The left one is the one you want to jump through. That's right, you have to jump through the waterfall on the left to arrive to the heart of the jump puzzle. Here you will jump across to a few boulders. You can walk across these vines. That is perfectly okay, and you are at a impasse, a fork in the road. To the left you have the upper path of the zone, and to the right you have the first half of the key. I prefer to do this half first, simply because it's a little easier to access right off the bat. What you want to do is walk up the route, jump to the upper platform, and then jump to another platform before jumping across that, unless you have swiftness. Following that particular long jump, you can climb up the route, and now you are on the backside of a pillar. From here, you want to jump down onto these other pillars, which can be quite daunting. I swear every time I do this, I am butt clenching at 100% maximum force. You want to jump down these particular platforms along the side wall, and then shimmy up this wall. Now this wall is a little forgiving. It gives you a floor at the bottom in the event that you fall, and I do fall several times. I chose to leave them in just to illustrate how effective it can be to have the additional floor down here at the bottom, and it just saved me editing time, so oh well. As you can see there, I'm showing my elite shock absorption skills by falling and taking minimal damage with my feet, and trying the wall once again. Now, as the name of this particular jump puzzle indicates, it is a vault, so it does require keys. As I mentioned earlier, this is for the first half of the key. This, I believe, was the lower half, as it is attached to the lower end of the jump puzzle, and the other half is, by default, the upper half of the key, the teeth of the key. You do have to access both chests to gain access to the vault. The vault itself will reward you with badges of honor, a PvP currency, as well as some siege weapon blueprints, things like trebuchets, alpha golems, ballistas, arrow carts. I've actually gotten 3 alpha golems out of this one time, and I counted myself extremely fortunate, but not everyone gets that lucky every time. I've had several times where I got an arrow cart or 2, basically 8 silver worth of rewards. Once you get to the top of that wall, jumping across left and right, you'll eventually get the key half, as you just saw, and then you jump down into the water. From the water, you want to swim back out into the open. You're back on the hillside that we first started the jump puzzle from, and you want to approach the beginning of the puzzle again, as I'm demonstrating here on screen. This part is a tad bit tedious, but it's the easiest way that I've discovered to just kind of reset yourself and get back at the beginning of the jump puzzle, so that way you can access the second half of the key and then the vault in one fell swoop. Ah, that looks like it hurts every time. Alright, and back here in the jump puzzle once again, hopping across the gap, walking across the vine, another gap, and onto this platform next to the roof, onto the platform next to the wall. I would recommend having a speed boost for making that jump. If not, jump onto the route and then onto this particular ledge. From here you want to jump up onto these little platforms and onto this route. I'm going to let this Norn go through because he is massive, and in doing so I am going to fall. Oops. Alright, and here we are back once again. I did cut a little bit so that way I could go ahead and relieve you from having to watch me run back for missing the jump. Starting here back at the beginning of the instance, the jump puzzle, doing the same exact jumps, going across the route onto this ledge, then proceeding to follow up these platforms onto this little platform tucked away over here. This will give you access to the upper half of this area. Here you will see the Mistwrought vault. You can't open it yet. You need the second half of the key, which is where we are exactly heading to. As you can see, I'm showing you the bottom half. Now we go for the upper half. There are some slimes here, or oozes, and they can root you. It's a little annoying. They're not really that difficult to deal with, especially since you're automatically going to be up-leveled to 80 in World v World anyway. Reaching the end of this wall, you mount these vine-dangling rocks to get onto this platform, and you'll find a hole. This hole, you can fall down, it's perfectly fine, but make sure you land on this platform and then proceed to use the subsequent platforms suspended by vines to work your way back up the cliff face. If you were holding forward while jumping down that hole, you can shoot off the side. I would recommend just kind of jumping straight and then trying to fall as straight down that hole as possible. That hole in particular being right next to where we are standing there. You will again follow up these suspended rocks, kind of stepping off of the side of the central pillar there at that platform, and hop along these little platforms on the edge here. I'm sorry of saying platforms, but this is effectively platforming. I guess I need to get used to it. You come across these vines. Yes, you can walk on the vines. Be very careful. They do bend in two spots, and I do occasionally hit the hole between those two spots. So don't pull a Warmac, and just be a little cautious when coming across them. You can hop back down and basically make this whole route into a shortcut, though, after claiming the key at the top of that vine. Passing back through, you will come back to this giant root, passing under it to get to this little platform, and arriving finally at the vault. You do not need to do anything in particular with your keys, they just work by you having both pieces, and you arrive upon the enormous Mistwrought chest. As you can see here, I actually had my inventory full as I had recorded this after doing several other jump puzzles, and I forgot to salvage any of my gear. But also likewise, you can see that it also rewards siege equipment as well as badges. Alright, thank you guys so much for tuning in. This has been Warmac9 showing you the Mistwrought Vault jump puzzle in Guild Wars 2, and I will see you next time.